Hi, welcome back to our new Coach Basics training. And today we are going to talk about making time for your business. Here's the thing. We are all at different places in our lives in terms of what our situations are. So you might be a busy stay-at-home mom, or stay-at-home dad. You might have a full-time job. You might work part-time. You might be in school. Regardless, your life is busy because, first of all, stay-at-home parents, that is no joke. You are busy all day long. And then if you are working, then you're kind of conflicted, like, how am I going to make time to build this at-home business while I'm supposed to be doing a full-time job and then coming home and fulfilling family responsibilities or other things. So what I want you to know is that I spent the first year of my coaching business doing it while I was teaching full-time. And I'm going to give you kind of an insight into how I decided to structure things in a way that worked for me and left me feeling like I wasn't overwhelmed, but also pushed me enough to feel comfortable leaving my job at the end of the year. And it was not income equivalent, but I was in a place with how I had structured my business that I knew I was serious about my business and that it wasn't just a hobby for me. So this is what I'm going to kind of give you as an outline for how you can run your day. In the morning, I recommend you get the essential taking care of you items of business done, because part of this business is being proof the product works. You cannot do this business properly unless you are doing those things, because it's really hard to support people doing workout programs and eating well if you're not doing those things. So in the morning, do your workout before work. I know that's so hard, or before the kids get up. Find a way to make that time for yourself. If it works for you to do it right after the kids go off to school, then that's fine. But you need to prioritize taking care of you in the morning first. I also used that time to often listen to personal development as I worked out, if I was listening to an audiobook or something like that, and to also do a morning post. You are encouraged to do social media posts 3 to 5 times a day. If you're working full-time, that can be a challenge. Get your workout accountability type post done in the morning when you're doing that. Share something from your personal development. Do those things early during the day so that you don't have to stress about doing them later when you're bogged down at work with stuff, when you shouldn't probably be, to company time theft and all that good stuff. Not that I didn't work sometimes as a teacher, but you want to try to avoid that as much as possible. So you do that on your morning time. The other time in the morning that you probably have time to do stuff that you're not thinking of is when you're driving your kids to school, possibly, or on your morning commute if you're going into work. That is a perfect time to listen to personal development in the car. You've got to fit things into the cracks of your day, and we have a lot of downtime during our day. So I like to listen to my personal development often while I'm in the shower. I'll just pop a book on Audible and I'll listen to it that way, or a podcast, and I do the same thing in the car. So every morning when I drove to work, it was 15 minutes. I would listen to personal development in the car, and it was great because I went into work feeling uplifted and positive and happy. It's also a good time to get caught up on that week's National Wake Up Call, and it's a great time, if you can safely do so, to quickly voice message back and forth with your upline coach, your sponsor coach, or any of your personally sponsored coaches to check in with them for the day as well. So that's a way that you can be accomplishing multiple tasks at once, stuff that would otherwise accumulate and leave you feeling like, oh, I can't get this done. While you're at work, if you're working a full-time job, I would recommend that lunch be another time that you fit something into the cracks of your day. During lunch, I always checked in with my challenge group very quickly, and just, dropped a how's your day going kind of thing, sent them a little piece of encouragement. And I also used it to respond to messages quickly from people who were interested in challenge packs or that I was just building relationships with, saying, hey, it's a great time to send out some quick hey girl type messages, asking how people are doing and how their life is. And I usually would post, and I would generally make it something really simple, like what I was eating for lunch. So that's something that you can do during your lunchtime. That might also be time where you can do that when your kids are eating lunch or something like that, and you have a few free minutes, you can pop on and do those things. If you are a stay-at-home parent and you have nap time in the afternoon, that is probably your best bet for getting things done. I am not a parent, so I can't speak to that personally, but based on the experience of many, many other coaches who believe nap time is like the ultimate business building time, that would be another time that you could get those quick essentials done. Really, the focus of your day for coaching needs to be a dedicated 1 hour power hour. And here's the thing with that, your power hour can be whenever it fits in best for you. If you can knock that out before work and you get up a little bit earlier, then go for it. Making that sacrifice to be up at 5 instead of 6 may be worth it for you. It all depends on your personal schedule. I did my power hour in the evening. So what I do is I'd get home from work. I would take a half hour to recharge, because if you're working a full-time job and you're coming home to work coaching, sometimes it's really difficult to make the transition. So in that half hour, I would do a quick thing like take my dog for a walk, catch up on a show I really wanted to see, just something to like mentally come down a little bit from the day. And then it was right back into getting some things done. So I'd make my dinner real quick, and then I would do my power hour, usually from 6 to 7 or 7:30 sometimes in the evening. So during a power hour, I've always focused it on two things. One would be connecting with people, and the other would be sending, oh my goodness, I just lost my train of thoughts. Connecting with people and scheduling posts for the next day. Wow, crazy. I just looked at the wrong thing on my paper. So you connect with people first. I always tried to send 5 hey girl type messages to people. Those might be people who are new on my like page. Those might be people who I haven't talked to in a long time, or friends that I'm just continuing to maintain conversations with. You definitely need to watch the connecting video before you do this, and that will explain what those types of conversations should look like. And then it might be a time too where you are extending offers to people to join your challenge group. If they can answer those 3 questions we talked about in the connecting video of, does she love me? Can she help me? Can I trust her? Then it might be the right time for you to do that. So that is what you're doing during that power hour time. The last 15 minutes or so, I would reserve about 45 minutes for those types of conversations. And then the last 15 minutes, I would schedule a couple quick posts for the next day, like an inspirational quote for people to read when they woke up, or something funny that had happened the day before, or a transformation type post. Anything that I felt like I really needed to schedule in advance, I would do the night before using Postcron. So you can set up a free account with Postcron on postcron.com to schedule your posts out for the next day. If you're working full time, that is a lifesaver because you're able to schedule some things in advance to share. And then the last part of that, I would always check in with my challenge group. So I check in myself for that day, and then I would respond to theirs. Usually I could fit that into an hour to an hour and a half of time. And if you focus that dedicated hour to an hour and a half of time, especially if you are a new coach who might be a hobby coach or transitioning into a business building coach, that should be sufficient enough for you throughout the week to get the essentials done. Now, here's the thing. If you're really serious about leaving your job and changing things and making the most out of this opportunity, you are going to need to put in some additional time. The first thing is you need to show up on Sunday nights for our team call. Sunday evenings at 8:30 Eastern time for our team call for 40 minutes. And it will be quick, it will be effective, it will be uplifting, it's a great thing, but that is essential. So that's the first thing. I would also pick one, and if you have it available, 2 nights per week to put in an extra hour of work. So maybe the kids head off to bed, your husband's unwinding or wife's unwinding and watching TV, and you pop in an extra hour of work 1 or 2 nights a week. And that would be time where you could focus on connecting with more people. You could work on starting to build a like page for your business, or you could be watching training webinars from our team or other teams in our upline, or any other trainings that you find to be essential. And we will always be making those available on the team page for you. So you may just want to be setting aside time every week to do something like that. The more confident you grow in your business and the more efficient you become in your business, you will find places where you can start to expand your time. And honestly, this is what I'm going to tell you from the bottom of my heart. I loved coaching so much that I would work an 8-hour day teaching, sometimes a little bit longer, and then I would come home and recharge, and then I would spend another 4 to 5 hours a night and work from 5 to 10, and I would eat my dinner while I worked, and I just worked because I loved what I did. And if you really love this coaching and you love supporting people and helping people, that's going to be what you want to spend your time doing. So I really recommend carving out that additional time, but at the minimum, you need that time in the morning to do your workout and listen to personal development, and you need that time in the evening where you set aside a dedicated power hour to do work. And then find those times in the cracks of your day. Think about, like, if you have an hour commute to work, oh my gosh, you definitely need to be listening to personal development that whole time. If you've got a 10-minute commute to work, you really should probably be doing the same thing. So there are so many options for ways that you can fill in those cracks of time and get things done quickly and efficiently. Just know that your business is what you put into it, and your business will be what you make of it. And the more time that you invest, the more reward you will get out of it. But you do need to invest your time in a smart way. So a structured power hour that is not spent just trolling Facebook and doing that kind of stuff is really important. We will have a business activities tracker in our team files for you to link into, and you should print a bunch of those and get them in a binder so that you can track what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. It's basically a power hour to-do list. And that way you're tracking it and you're knowing who to follow up with and who you're talking to, and you can start to develop a system that's going to serve you over the long term. But let's get you started on the basics. Power hour, cracks of your day, team call, these are all super important, and tracking what you're doing on a business activity tracker. Be sure to reach out to your sponsor coach for additional support on this, and know that you can come to the team page for help anytime or schedule a mentoring call with anyone on the team who you feel like would help benefit you in this area. So hope you have a great day, and let's get cracking on our power hours and working our business. We're helping people and we're loving people. And when it's about that, it's just not such a big deal to put those extra couple hours in all the time. So